its ability to structure, condense, and assess information and present it back to you in a structured and simple way is amazing. The other thing that I guess I'm finding is that once you understand it, the secondary sorts of things you start it to ask it become quite complex, and you can start to use it in a lot of different ways that maybe I originally didn't think of. So, an piece of email correspondence that potentially was quite challenging to to communicate to someone, and ensuring that my response was well managed, was not displaying any stress, or was not displaying any negative aspects of what maybe I was thinking, and kind of that type of that ability to kind of almost go through something, review what you had done, rather than actually create it yourself. So I'm comfortable writing that email, but actually, with the support of AI, I can actually have written that email in a much more appropriate way than maybe that my first response might have been. So it's amazing, those sorts of things. And I guess as you start to think about it as a strategic thinking tool, its ability to actually to help you to ask the right questions, to help you to respond in the right ways, to help you to ask questions you maybe didn't think of, are all things that I guess are unexpected qualities that it has that I was never imagining I'd be using it for 6 months ago, 12 months ago, when I first started to get it to write things, for example.
I think, well, look, undoubtedly, this AI or generative AI as a liberation tool, as a time saver, as a time creator, time is the ultimate resource that we all struggle with. And the ability for these range of tools to be able to slice through and create better time organizers, the things which are tedious and difficult and slow and unrewarding, all of a sudden can be reduced down to really manageable investments of time, and so you get so much more out of it than you have to put into it. I think the other area where AI is, and it's invisible to the vast majority of us, but the ability of these automated systems to work in medical diagnostics, for argument's sake, taking scans of something which previously somebody had to sort of peer over with their eye, now effectively are able to interrogate databases of millions, if not, billions of different observations to be able to detect maybe those patterns which don't quite fit. And so that can eliminate sometimes months or weeks of uncertainty when you've got to make choices about what particular sort of medical treatment. Again, this is invisible to us, but the result is lifts human capability, and it also reduces cost.
Well, months and years of medical research. Did you see the most recent articles about how they've used data to find sort of 96 potential new antibiotic strains? This is incredibly important work that would have taken years and years and years and years. And by assessing data, they've very, very quickly been able to find a whole lot of new alternatives. That type of advance previously would have taken us 10, 20 years to achieve. It's incredible that that's possible through the processing power of what AI can do.
And I'd like to just throw in another word which is often misunderstood or sometimes abused, but the term being disruption. The fact that you can do something for pennies, which previously cost lots of money, is disruptive. And when you introduce something which is disruptive in a work application, all of a sudden it means it can be used in ways it was previously not imagined before. And that itself can be game-changing for the particular industry that you're talking about. So I think in so many instances which we have yet to discover, and this is the exciting thing, Greg's sitting there right there in the middle of the epicenter of where this stuff is happening, and still every 10, 15, 20, 30 days you discover something new. And it is just that this is an explosion of commercial creativity, and the dividends that can flow in any one of a number of different applications as a consequence of this is an incredible opportunity. So I think one of the key things that has to drive that is an individual's curiosity. What are you really interested in experimenting with? There's no downside to experimenting. I think there's no, but you have to have faith in who is leading you in that experiment and who's advising you, and what systems you've got access to are at least best of breed, and so that you're at least up to date with what's actually going on.